My mum died recently, and while I knew it was coming, nothing prepares you for the actual silence that follows. Greetings and great things. It is Qtalkz once again, and it is Black Swan Theory. This is Black Swan Theory. So, welcome back. It has been a little while since my last video. I have been taking some time to myself to enjoy the summer, to enjoy my birthday, which was last week, and just to enjoy life, being and living. On a separate note, this video is going to be a little bit of a heavy topic, some can say, because I am going to be talking about the recent loss that I experienced, which was the passing of my mother. So, another thing that I actually have been meaning to share with you guys, and now I am ready to, is the fact that throughout this time I have also been dealing with this loss because it happened in, let's say, mid-July. So, yeah, this is one of those moments that splits your life into a before and after. I have had many Black Swan moments, but this cracked something deeper within me. My relationship with my mum wasn't always easy. We came from opposite worlds, and it took a lot of communication for us to be able to meet in the middle and understand each other and have love and respect for each other beyond just the cliche mother and daughter relationship, right? Or beyond just the fact that, she was my parent and I was her child. There's a lot that I could talk about regarding my relationship with my mom, and if you guys are interested in that, let me know. I would be more than happy to dive further into that. But like I said, because of the complex relationship that we had, it only makes this more poignant, more, it just highlights her passing to me and the relationship that me and her had, because now that I am able to look at it, everything from this perspective, it's like everything that I was going through, everything that me and her went through was exactly that needed to happen. And even though to some people that might sound crazy for me to say, because it's like, oh, you've just lost, your mom, how can you say that's exactly what needed to happen? I understand the fleetingness of life, and I understand that in many ways, I believe that our relationships are here to show us about ourselves. So my relationship with my mom has shown me so much about myself, more about myself than any other relationship in my life. So for that, I am extremely grateful, despite the sadness or the natural desire to want things to be otherwise. I'm not sharing any of this because I have the right answers. I'm sharing it because I can understand how confusing and isolating grief can be, especially for me. I have had grief, but I've not had such a close familial loss, and I've not experienced a lot of it in my life. So for me, this is still new. It's still a new feeling that I am learning as time goes on, But I am here for any of you who may be dealing with anything in the same way, who may relate to this, who may be dealing with grief that has also impacted their life or changed their perception of themselves, whether that is for, the better, the worse, whatever you want to call it. I'm here to help you to see that it can be what it is, and that you can deal with things the way that works for you. You don't have to look like what others expect you to, because even in my case, I know there are many people who do not understand the way that I am processing this, or perhaps do not expect me to be processing it the way that I am. Yet I know why I am able to do this and to feel currently, because feelings change, as I do. It's because of my understanding of myself. It's because of my understanding of my life, like I said. It's because of the willingness and the ability that I have had to always attempt to relate to my mother, no matter how hard that may have been at times. And even when that was not possible, I was able to come to terms with it. And I think that's one of the most important things that I would like to share from this as well. Whether that's family or parental, whether that's anybody in your life, and it doesn't have to relate to grief. But at the end of the day, we know that things always change. And sometimes remembering grief helps us to have more reverence and respect for our relationships, right? And more gratitude for them. So please always recall and remember that even if you and someone can't understand each other, you're not the same, you can't see eye to eye, it doesn't mean that there has to be harshness or animosity or disrespect. Because at the end of the day, I believe we are all here to be here. And if we're around each other, then we should be able to be okay with that, even if we don't, like I said, have the same outlook or perspective. We are still part of, this tapestry, this dance, this creation. So I think it's important to learn to respect whoever is in your life for however they are, even if that's painful sometimes, even if you do have to set boundaries. It's also okay to still love despite it all, because that love is what reminds you of what is left when everything is said and done. Being a black swan means facing what others avoid, feeling things fully, turning even the worst pain into purpose. I want to build a community where we grieve out loud, heal in public, and make room for every messy part of being human, of being. Grief is a teacher, and it is showing me what matters. It's softening me and it's teaching me to let go of perfection and hold space for what ultimately is. If you have lost someone, a mother, a parent, a connection that was complicated or sacred to you, I see you, and I want this space to be one where we can carry our grief together, even quietly, even in the quiet moments. You're not alone in this. You're not too much. And you're allowed to fall apart and rise again in your own time.